Okay, so the modal class is whenever you see mode, you're looking at highest frequency. That's this one, 40 to 50. The estimate for the probability the next car passing the speed checkpoint will have a speed of more than 60. Well, which groups correspond to a speed of more than 60? That's this one and this one. So there's 36 cars in our sample that had a speed of more than 60. That's 36 out of the 200 cars that there originally were, which is 0.18, and that's the probability that based on what we've seen, that the next car will also be one that's got a speed of more than 60. If you want to look at the cumulative frequency table, you're just adding up the totals as they go along. So if we look at the top, sorry, let's get rid of this stuff. Okay, so if we look at the top 30 to 40, there's 20 cars which have a speed of 30 to 40. It then says 40 to 50, there's 76. So 30 to 50 down here, we're going to add the 30s and 40s as well as the 40 50s. We get 96. If we keep this moving up, oh dear, I didn't think of that. It's basically just a running total. So the numbers are going 20, 76, 68, 28, and we just keep adding them on. So we've got 20, then 20 plus 76 is 96, then 20 plus 76 plus, oh dear, I forgot the numbers. Whatever it was, we get 164, 68, plus another 28 gives us 192, and obviously it makes up to 200 at the end because there's 200 cars in total. For the last part, I'm going to have to do the clearing up at the end somehow. Sorry, let's get this off screen. Go on, go, bye, thank you. Right, so then we need to turn this into a cumulative frequency graph. Now, there's our numbers down here. Hopefully you can remember what they corresponded to. It was 30 to 40, 30 to 50, and so on. I'm just going to do this in shorthand to save time. Now, the key thing is that people always wonder, is it at the end or is it at the middle of the bar? Well, what does cumulative frequency mean? It means how many pieces of data are there up to that limit. So if we're looking at how many pieces of data there are up to 40, that's 20. So we go to 40 and then let's just we put 20 here. For this lot, there's 96 cars that traveled up to 50 miles an hour. So at 50, we'll put 96. So it's at the end of the interval. 60, there's 164. For 70, there's 192. And for 80, there's 200. This is going to give the classic S shape. Don't forget, some people draw this. Must go through all the points. You can use a ruler to join up points if you want. Let me just check that actually, sorry. Yeah, rulers are allowed. The important thing is it does go through the origin as well, because there are no cars which have a speed of less than 30. So there's our shape, and then it says find an estimate for the interquartile range. Right, interquartile range is a sort of extension from the median. If the median is the halfway value when you put things in order, then the lower quartile is the quarter-way value when you put things in order, and the upper quartile is the three-quarter-way value when you put things in order. So if you have 200 pieces of data, then the middle point is roughly the 100th. It's not actually the 100th, but for a cumulative frequency graph, we just go halfway and say it's the 100th. The quarter-way value would be a quarter of 200, so that'd be the 50th value, which would be here. So that would be our lower quartile. And the three-quarter-way value would be 150. Now, to work out what they are, you go across and down at those points. I'll see if I can get the line working this time. Yeah, you go across. Oh dear, never mind. And you go down, and 150th you go across. You go down. Sorry about the lack of accuracy. And so our upper quartile here looks like it's 46, and so it's our lower quartile, and our upper quartile is 57. Let me just check and see whether that's correct. Okay, I made a mistake. I haven't read off the graph properly. I think that should be 44, 45, never mind. Anyway, so long as you've worked out the proper principle right, it doesn't matter too much. The interquartile range is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So the difference between the three-quarter-way value and the quarter-way value. The difference between 45 and 57 is 12, and that's good enough to get the marks.